Do you ever judge yourself for not doing an active practice or getting out there and working really hard? Well, you shouldn't. Each day is new and different, and some days you just don't have the energy or maybe the mental fortitude to do an active practice, and that's okay. So just embrace the body that you woke up with today, embrace the perspectives that you woke up with today. Do what you can, breathe and move, and see if anything shifts and changes. So if you'll follow me today, we'll need 1 or maybe 2 blocks if you have them. If you don't have blocks, you can use a pillow or you can use a rolled up blanket or towel. That might work as well. And I'm going to start with a neck release because I woke up this morning and my neck is just feeling really tight, and I feel like it's the cause of this dull headache that I have. So I'm going to take this block and I'm actually going to lay on the edge of it. So your neck is not resting on the surface of the block at all. The neck is free and clear of any surface. You're just going to press this edge on the occipital, which is that ridge where your spine meets your skull. And if you palpitate and feel in there, you'll notice that there's like this little ridge where the skull sits into the spine. That's what we want to press in, okay? So take the block or maybe that rolled up towel, and you can bend your knees. You're gonna come down onto your back and then press that edge into the occipital. So I'm actually gonna hold my block just to keep it in place. And I'm gonna bend my knees. This will be much easier on my back. And I'm gonna let my head just fully release into the weight. Taking deep breaths through this practice, and then just allowing the breath to soften the body. So just laying here for a minute or so, allowing the head's heaviness to press into the block to release the tightness in that occipital ridge. Softening and breathing here. And then just take the head over to the left and allow that ridge to press in toward the left corner of that occipital. Just breathing here and relaxing. I can already feel this acupressure work. So acupressure works by compressing the space that has tension or tightness, compressing it, and then when you release it, more blood flow goes into that spot. And then I'm going to come through center and over to the right. Again, just pressing that right edge of the occipital into the block. Softening the body, taking in long, deep breaths. Closing the eyes or gazing downward just to shut out distractions. If you like soft music, you can always play that here or just listen to the sound of your breath. And then I'm going to come back to center and just gently rock side to side here. And then take that block out. We're going to place it now so that the entire head is resting, but you also have the tip on the shoulder blades. So I'm going to put it on its thin edge and lay back. And again, the top ridge is pressing into the occipital ridge, and the bottom ridge is in between my shoulder blades. So you may need to play around with it until you find that perfect spot here. You should not be feeling any pain. So there's definitely pressure between my shoulder blades, and I can feel that same ridge being pressed by the
short end of the block this time, but I feel no pain. Breathing into the space, allowing now the neck and shoulders to fully release. And then gently lifting up off of that block. So I'm going to do one more, and this time I'm flattening out the block, and I'm going to take it a little bit wider and get it in between the shoulder blades a little bit deeper, and this will open up the heart. And I'm going to take the other block and bring it a little bit higher so that my head is resting comfortably. This will be more of a heart opener here, and this time the head is resting comfortably, so the top of the head on the block. You're not pressing into that occipital ridge anymore, and the shoulders are on either side of the block as they release. The chest is lifted, the heart is opening. You can keep the knees bent if that felt good, or you can release the legs. And we'll just do a few more minutes here. We'll do a few more restorative poses, and then we'll do some gentle movement. Allow the head to rest. Soften the eyes. Notice if you're clenching the teeth. Sometimes we do that when we have a headache. And then gently come on out of that, rolling to your side. We're going to take one block and open up the side body. So again, I'm putting it on its edge here, on its highest edge, and I'm going to place it just underneath the armpit and above the soft tissue of the breast. And I put my head in my hand and just allow the pressure to come underneath my armpit here, working into those serratus muscles here. Freeing up the shoulder if you rock forward. Maybe even a little bit of the pecs. We'll just breathe and soften here. And then shift a little bit lower. And so we're going to shift 2 more times. Just opening up the whole side body here. So our fascia is all connected, and when you wake up with a headache, you want to release all of the muscles of the neck and the face and the side body, maybe even, to help alleviate some of that tension. And we'll shift again. And you should never be feeling any pain here. So if you feel pain, you need to back off. Maybe come up a little higher for less pressure, or maybe use a towel, a rolled up towel rather than a block. And one last time.
we'll try the other side. So again, placing the block right underneath the armpit here. Head and hand, and you can decide how much pressure you put into that space by how deep you go in. Coming up a little bit higher, using your arms will take the pressure off. Again, you can rock forward a little bit to get into the pecs, rock back to get into the tricep muscle. Less is always more when you are trying to release tissues. And we'll come up and scoot the block down a little bit. And then again. Take long, deep breaths if you're feeling tension. And then one last time. And let's come on up. All right, I'm going to do a little forward fold. Opening the legs wide. And then just leaning forward. So this doesn't have to be super deep. As you surrender forward, you kind of close off the external stimulation and it calms the nervous system. If you'd like, you could take a block and place your forehead on there. Come on up. Bend this right knee, bring the foot inside. You can take a block or just put your hand on your thigh, this left hand. Place your head and stay here with your right hand. If you want to feel a little bit more in the right QL, you can take your right hand and put that on your ear as well for a little stretch. And we'll switch sides. I don't know about you, but I'm already starting to feel better. You can just stay here or maybe pick up that left hand. And then come on up. We'll take a child's pose here. And if you want to use props to make it more gentle, you can. You can either put blocks or a blanket between the thighs, between the calves and the hamstrings, or in front of your chest, or both. And if you want to stretch the back more, you're going to reach the arms forward. If you want it to be more gentle, you can bring the hands around you and just bring the forehead down. And then come on up. So that compression of my forehead, either on the mat or on the block, also helps to relieve the headache. It helps to drain the sinuses. I'm going to just move my hands forward here to stretch my back, picking up the hips off of the heels and coming into a puppy pose for just a few breaths as you expand through the chest and the shoulders. And then bring the chest forward into this Sphinx pose. So if you get any pinching in your back through Sphinx pose, you want to open the feet wider, press down through the tops of the feet, and then lift the quads a little bit and tuck the tailbone. Shoulders roll down your back, and just gently here, stretching the back, flexing the spine. Tuck the chin, look forward, or close the eyes. And then release, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, feet closer together, tuck your toes or press down through the feet. Inhale, lift up, and then press up. Come on to all fours. Let's take some cat-cows here. Chest lifts, shoulders roll back, tailbone lifts, firm up the belly, and then tuck everything in, roll in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more. And then take the legs around you. Sit on your bottom in a comfortable position. We'll just do a little bit of stretching for the shoulders and the arms. Inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, cactus the elbows, take the heart up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale. Drop that right hand. Reach the left arm across for a little stretch. And then take it forward and around. Inhale that right arm and across. Exhale, take it around and forward. Hands interlace behind you. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, pull in as you lift the arms up and back. Inhale, come on up. Take your hands over to your right hip. Drop your left ear, stretching out this right side of the neck. Right here. Keep your left hand where it is. Inhale, take the right arm up. And then come back to center. Interlace your hands behind you. Inhale, look up, lift up. And then take the hands to the left. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Leave your right hand where it is. Inhale, take the left arm up and across. Inhale, come back up. Interlace the hands. Take them up and back. And then release. Take the arms up. Big inhale. Exhale, open the arms wide. Let's switch the cross of our legs just to give them a little break. And we'll start to walk the hands forward, stretching the back once again. If you want to put that block under your forehead, you can, or you can stay up higher if that feels better. Walk the hands back. Inhale, arms come up. Take the arms forward and then flip your palms. Retract the shoulders. Take your right hand and gently pull the left fingers back. Getting some movement in those joints. Press all the fingers back. Push forward with your wrist and palm. And then bend the left elbow, get into those forearm flexors. And we'll switch. Right arm reaches forward, shoulder retracts, one finger at a time. And all the fingers push through the palm, straighten the arm. Then bend the elbow, forearm stretch. And we'll release. Inhale, arms come up, little twist as we look over the left shoulder. And inhale up, over toward the right shoulder. Inhale up. And then let's release. Let's come back onto all fours. We'll turn our left knee and then extend the right leg out. Come on up. If you'd like to pad your left knee, you can do that. Inhale up. Stretch over to the right leg. Take the left arm across. And let's windmill a couple of times. hands come down. Send that right leg back, rock forward and back. Right knee comes back. Turn it. Left leg extends. Come on up. Inhale. Exhale, left arm down, right arm across. Inhale up, little windmill. Both hands come down, turn that right knee, and then send that left leg back, rock forward and back. Firm up the belly here as you press back and forth. And we'll draw the knee in. Let's lay down onto our back. Bend the knees, take the arms back, palms up, press through the feet, and then lift the hips up. Inhale here, exhale, draw the arms down, hips down. Inhale, lift up and back, some rolling bridges. Exhale, draw them back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Draw the knees in, draw them toward your armpits, rock side to side. Keep your tailbone tucked, shoulders relaxed, head relaxed, chin slightly tucking. You can take your hands to your feet or just keep them on the shins. Happy baby as you rock side to side. Drop that left foot, cross the right ankle over the knee, flex that right foot. Just stay here or maybe pick up the left foot, interlace the hands, and draw the shin a little bit closer. Keep your tailbone tucked and your chin tucked. Just stretching out that right glute, right outer hip. You can circle the left ankle if you like. Take some deep breaths. Send oxygen in, oxygen in deeply into those tissues. Open up the blood vessels in the head that might be tight from that headache. And we'll switch sides. Left ankle on the knee, flex the foot, stay here or pick up that right foot. And keep the shoulders relaxed. Breathe into the glutes, into that left outer hip. Send lots of oxygen-rich blood into the brain. Deep breaths, opening up those blood vessels. And we'll release. Let's take a spinal twist. Shift the hips to the right and then let the knees drop to the left. Feel free to place a block under them.
And you can cactus this right arm or you can extend it out. Take your gaze to the right and just breathe into the low back here. Two more full deep breaths. See if you can soften your face, maybe soften your jaw. And we'll come back through center. Draw the knees in, pick up your shoulders, give yourself a little hug, and then release the legs. Release the shoulders, shift hips to the left, allow the knees to come down to the right. Open the left arm out or cactus it, look to the left. Remember, your knees do not have to be all the way down on the mat. You could actually prop them up with a blanket or blocks. Breathe into the low back and then try to soften everything else. Sometimes I like to make the breath audible because that really gives me something to focus on. And I'm mindfully bringing lots of oxygen into the brain, into all the cells of the body, relieving tension. Two more full deep breaths here. And then we'll come back through center. A little rock forward and back, or maybe side to side. So I'm going to have you lay onto your back for this next portion, but I'm going to come up to seated so you can see what I'm doing. Laying on your back. We'll do a little bit of a face massage. That always releases any tension in the face, maybe opens up the sinuses. So taking your hands, rubbing them together. If you like essential oils, you could put a little bit of lavender in your hands and just create lots of heat here. And then take the hands and just cup the face using the fingertips over the eyebrows. Feel the magnetic pull, feel the warmth of your hands. And then taking the fingertips and massaging the temples or just holding and pressing here. Softening the face, softening the breath. Tiny little massages or hold. Take the fingers over the eyebrows and press in there. Into the skull. Lots of nerve endings in the head. This should feel really good. Into the jaws. You can spend as much time here as you like. Open the bottom jaw. Separate with your fingers the top jaw from the bottom jaw. You can come into the sinuses here. You can gently massage the earlobes and the cartilage around the ears.
If you pull down on the earlobes and pull back, you'll open up that inner ear canal. In case you've got any fluid in there that needs to drain. Take the hands on the neck and gently pull downward. And you can do the shoulders here, pecs. And you can spend as much time as you like here, just laying on your back. When you are done, take a big inhale, exhale, side out. Spend 5 to 10 minutes in Shavasana, or maybe take a nap. So give yourself permission. It's okay to rest. The body thrives on rest. It is rejuvenated through rest. We are called to rest by our Creator. So be kind to yourselves. Thank you for practicing with me. May you have health in your bodies, in your minds, and in your spirits. I bow to you. Namaste.